and then we've talked about this. We're paid to win ball games, but to see that kind of fight and those kind of at bats late in the game, really proud of how they went about that, and a couple inches away from that being a completely different ball game and a different ending. But overall, just that kind of fight that you want to see, that I think is all about what Kansas City Royals baseball believes in. And it was just a shame that we just couldn't quite get that last one there, but they did a great job getting us right back.
And offensively, how do you feel like you guys' approach was throughout the game? I mean, because I think it seemed like there's a lot of balls put in play that, weren't finding holes, as opposed to, some of the earlier outings where there was a lot of swing and miss. I mean, it seemed like you guys were on them.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a tough pitcher. I mean, he's got a plus changeup. His breaking ball was working. He was getting it for strikes. Then he sneaks that fastball in on you. But I thought the guys had a good game plan. They stuck with it, put some pressure on early, continued to take good bats all the way through. I thought we did a much better job with 2 strikes today. And I think that's a huge step in the right direction for our club, for our offense.
Mike, you guys are leading the American League in hard hit balls. I know the bottom line is all that counts. But does that give you a reinforcement that this is going to turn around? This thing evens out when you hit the ball hard.
Well, you sure hope so, Richard, right? You hope that to us, more than anything else, is just that right thought process of putting together a good at-bat and not trying to do too much. And, you look at Witt tonight. He squares up 4 balls all night long, putting the barrel on the ball. And you'd love to say that they're going to come out and equal in the end, but I don't think that's exactly accurate. But if we can keep putting together quality at-bats, you keep finding the barrel, I do believe good things are going to happen, especially when you fight through those tough at-bats like they did tonight. But, Mondi getting a few hits. It was Bubba getting us going. But that last at-bat right there, that's what we've been talking about, as we get into those situations and you just fight for your life, figure out a way to get on base. He's standing on second base right there with Witt coming up to the plate. I'm really liking our chances of high-fiving after that one. But you know what? We came up a little short, but I loved the approach offensively.
Mike, what can you say about Tyler Zuber getting out of that inning? Obviously, you don't want to throw 8 straight balls. But for him to get out of that, it seems like that's kind of what you guys expect out of him.
Yeah, Cal said that, he gets in those spots and doesn't get his heart beat up. I told him, well, mine was getting up. I really have an appreciation for a guy that can trust his stuff and tease the zone. But we're also going to have times we got to pound it. And working behind in counts against good hitters is typically going to put you into a bad spot. Even with the lead double there, did a great job of pitching out of it. And I think he's going to continue to be that kind of pitcher, because he doesn't get his heart rate and he doesn't really change his approach. He still keeps just toying with the strike zone, but he's going to continue to learn. And part of that learning process is, when he can get that early strike, work ahead and trust his defense. He doesn't have to be perfect all the time and doesn't have to put himself in the position to have to be perfect all the time.
Hey, Mike, what did you think of Singer? And it seemed like basically a couple of mistakes in the zone made him pay for those? Yeah,
it really was. You look at 2 sliders that were 2-strike counts that ended up getting up a little bit for him. And but overall, I thought he did a great job. He controlled his fastball so well today. I thought he elevated well when he needed to. He made pitches below the zone. What do we have? 8 strikeouts there through 5. He just did so many things well. I thought he had more in the tank too, but he was at that limit about where we wanted to go. The ball was still jumping out of his hands. He's got that crazy late life on his heater. But I thought he threw some good change-ups today as well. I thought it was just a good outing. Unfortunately, they jumped all over a couple mistakes.
Mike, on Singer, it was, we've talked about him versus lefties. And the line was obviously, at the end of the day, a kid with less than 150 minor league innings against the Cubs. I'm not trying to bag on it, but he'd been so good against lefties in the first 2 games. And it was the lefties that really got him here. A couple of home runs, couple more singles, couple of walks. Is it just really good hitting team, or did, maybe something kind of come unhinged a little bit from what he'd been doing so well?
I think they were mistakes, right? He gets 2 strikes and tries to make a good pitch down to Hayward, and it kind of spun a little, backed up a little on him, and could have been off the plate away, and Hayward went around to get it. I mean, you're going to have some of those mistakes get hit in a park like this one. The ball wasn't really flying, but it'll still get out, especially in those gaps. Overall, I like his stuff versus lefty Soren. I think he's going to be able to throw that thing back foot. I think you're going to see him continue to be able to pitch it with his fastball on both sides. It's going to open up space for that changeup to get better, which is going to be more effective against the lefties too. I see the way he's going about it. He's going to be effective against just about everybody.
Can you talk, just what's changed with Mondesi's approach? I mean, was it just a matter of dropping him down, maybe taking some pressure off him, and he loosened up? I mean, I know you had very positive things to say about him when he was struggling, but is it just a matter of maybe letting a little of the pressure out?
Yeah, maybe. You don't want to take credit for when a guy makes the adjustments at the plate just because I moved him in the lineup. But sometimes guys do put added pressure where they are, and what I've seen really more than anything else, he kind of got himself going by letting the ball travel. When they started shifting him too much, taking advantage of the opposite field, just using his hands, seeing the ball, tracking, not feeling like he needed to cheat. And then you build that confidence up to where late, then he gets the ball and he goes ahead and turns on it. You're just seeing the confidence build. I just think it's confidence more than anything else right now. And just trying to keep him in a good place where it's a simplified approach. We've said that so many times, but it really makes sense, especially when you're having trouble with swing and miss and pitch recognition. Let the ball travel. Use that open field, especially if they're giving you the opposite way or they're shifting on you so strong.